Huh? What was yours? Oh yeah. Shout out to the HSM Austin fan page that is happening right now. Yeah. The young you guys around here created a fan page to make me feel good. But keep it clean, right? Amen? Amen? But have fun. Genesis chapter 9. Anybody see the Bible? Raise your hand. We good? Genesis chapter 9. And here's what I want to do, because we keep it clean and keep it right. I want you to put your hand on the person next to you on their shoulder. So we're going to pray for you guys as we jump into God's Word, but also again, majority of you jump into school. So I just want to pray for your school year. You guys have a 9-month mission. I don't know if you know that or not, but let's pray. Father, we thank you so much for this time, and we thank you, God, for your word. We thank you for how true it is, God. And it's a light unto our path, Jesus. And I know sometimes we can veer left and we can enter darkness, and we can veer right and enter destruction. But I pray, Lord, that we just open your word, and you would just align us back with your spirit, align us back with your light, and just show us what you truly have for us. And God, I pray for these students, and they're going to go back to school this week. And again, there's a 9-month mission trip that is just available to them. And I pray that they make the most of it, God. And I pray that they would honor you, everything they have, God, because we learned so much through Youth Encounter. We learned so much through the book of Genesis. We learned so much through our mission trip. And I pray, God, that we go back to school, we'd be on mission, Jesus, for you. And we would have integrity, and we would have respect, Lord, and we'd have love. And we would just show people what it truly means to be a follower of Jesus. And I just pray, God, that you would do a great work within these school campuses, God. I pray for those students who are going to college campuses, God, and they're going to go on to people who are just a little bit older than their age, God. But there's so much that they can do as youth, God. Your word tells us do not be despised because you are young. And so I pray, God, that we would not be despised, God, but that we would honor you in our conduct, we would honor you in our word, we would honor you in our speech, Jesus, and everything we do would just speak of you, God, and that would be a light that just changes this world, God. And so help us do those very things. And again, I pray for our time here, Jesus, that you would speak to us. In your name we pray. Everyone said? Amen. All right, Genesis chapter 9. Genesis chapter 9. I got a title for you guys, and it's not Drake. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for even you. Question for you. You ever feel like you want to do over? Right? You ever feel like you made a bad decision? Yeah. You ever feel like you just had a bad day? All the time. So hypothetically speaking, have you ever had a day like this? Anyone driving here? Alright, make sure your spare tire is functioning. Because you might, hypothetically speaking, this might have happened to someone I know. Get a flat tire. And then you go check on your spare tire. And your spare tire is so rusted out because somehow water got on it that you can't put that on your car. And even if that spare tire worked, I didn't have it. Well, now you know it's me. I didn't have a jack. Right, so I didn't have a jack in my car. So, oh yeah. And I should have looked it up. And hypothetically speaking, we didn't charge our phone that night, so the phone was dead. So you're sitting on the side of the road and you're like, how am I getting home? Anybody ever have a bad day? You're just like, it just can't get worse. Oh wait, it just did. Anybody ever have a bad life? Yeah. I'm on my third life. I'm even just like, I need a do-over, Jesus. Like, help me. Feels like everything's going wrong. No matter what I do, just backfires on me. God, give me another chance. We are in a game where God says, you get a second chance. We serve a God who loves you, who says there's redemption, who says there's forgiveness, who says there's mercy, who says there's grace. Because we're going to go to Genesis chapter 9, and we're going to see someone who should have Like literally got everything when it comes to like following God. Like you want to talk about God chose one person to restart the whole race. Should have got what it meant to not go and sin again. And for some reason, some way, because we're just sinful in nature, falls into sin again. Right? God just destroys. I mean, if you want to talk about like God showing his almighty power, just destroys the earth. And just one family says, okay, go repopulate. Like you think where the Proverbs talk about the beginning of wisdom is fearing God. Like you would think he would have got that moment of like, okay, I better get it together because God would have just annihilated the earth. And he chose me and my family to restart this. And one of the very first acts we see is like sin. So again, God has a plan for you. And when I say it to some of you guys, some of you are like, yeah, not me. No, even you. God has a plan for you as well. We're going to read verse 1. We're going to try to get through all of this. It's 12 o'clock. I'm going to go till 12:25. We'll see what happens. God has a plan for you. Yes, you. Genesis 9, verse 1. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. God's plan for you includes love. God's plan for you includes love. He says, I bless Noah. That word blessed means to adore, right? Has this adoration. So no matter what happens in our life, again, we're going to leave to a moment here in a second where like Noah's going to fall on his face, literally. We're going to see sin. But God tells Noah, go be fruitful and multiply, subdue the earth. Fill the land, increase in number. Right? God looks down upon Noah, that blessed adoration. Think about like this warm embrace, almost like God smiling at him. So even though you think, hey, like I sin and I fall short, don't forget the love that God has for you. Everybody changes. Right? Like, think about it. Like my mom, sometimes I think she's bipolar. Right? Anybody like say yeah? No? Kind of? Dad has like anger issues. Right? We're going to screen for you is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. The author of Hebrews says, Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Right? We serve a God who says, I'll never change. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. I change like every hour. Right? Like, I can't even stay the same 3 days in a row. Like, I don't know what tomorrow brings. There's going to be sin for sure. I'm going to get cranky for sure. But God says, I stay the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. People continue to change. But God never changes. And He looks at Noah, even though, again, we serve a God who is all-knowing, all-powerful. He knows my next sin. He knows Noah's next sin. But he looks at him with adoration. Right? He says, blessed are you, Noah, go. So think about that. Even though God knows I'm about to go sin in the next hour, He wants me to go. Right? Subdue. Go. Be blessed. Go. Fill the earth. Go. Multiply. Go. Enjoy. But He knows I'm going to sin. Right? God's plan for you, remember, includes love. Jeremiah 17:9. It says, man's heart is wicked, above all else, who knows it? Who knows my heart? Not your question. Jesus. I want that to sit with you when you understand God has a plan for you. Because God loves you very much. He loves you so much that He knows like my next move. He knows what I'm going to do. And He says, go be blessed. Right? I still love you. You're going to sin. You're going to fall short. I know your heart. I know your ways. I know you're wicked. Right? God's plan for you includes love. He says, be fruitful and multiply. You're going to see probably 9 times. Let's read verses 2 to 7. Verse 2. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth and on all the birds of the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on the fish of the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I give you green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has this lifeblood still in it. And for your lifeblood, I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal and from each human being too. I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. For whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made mankind. As for you, again, be fruitful, increase in number, multiply on the earth, and increase upon it. I want to look at verse 3, and I want to look at verse 7. A lot of good stuff is said in there. Verse 3 says, every moving thing that lives shall be food. Up to this moment, scholars believe like humans were vegetarians. But what happened when God flooded the earth? It wipes away all the vegetation. It wipes away everything. So he says, there has to be a thing where you're going to have to eat meat because right now you have no food. So I know there's some like pescatarians and people who get upset about meat. God says like, hey, every living thing is beneficial for you to go and eat. Go eat. I want us to understand the fact that we have to take an accord of like our body's the holy temple. Like, don't be a glutton, don't overeat. But there's a side of it. God says, like, the animals on earth are for your food, right? They are for you. He says, go eat of all the herbs too. But understand that when Jesus came to the disciples, what did he cook? What did Jesus always cook for them? Fish, right? So the side of, like, taking in moderation how we're supposed to be eating, right? Don't eat a triple cheeseburger every day. But there's a sense of like, we went from like vegetarians to meatitarians. I was going to say Arby's. I was going to use Arby's, like, where's the meat? Huh? No, but Arby's did it as what? So it's my meatitarians. But God's plan for you includes redemption. God's plan for you includes redemption. Because it doesn't matter like how we eat either, how we act, how we overeat. We serve a God of second chances. We serve a God of like, hey, you're going to fall, you're going to fail, you're going to sin, and I still love you, and I still redeemed you, and I still have a plan for you. Right? God's plan for you includes redemption. So much so, look at verse 7. God literally talks to Noah and says, as for you. Right? Write that down. As for Austin. Put yourself in that moment. As for you. Jesus says in John 21, verse 22, he says, if I will that he remain till I come, what is that to you? You, John, follow me. What's happening is, again, front row, Roman, usually for illustration. What happens is, I get upset that God's given Romy everything. And I'm like, God, why does Rome got everything? I got nothing. The disciples are getting mad that some are being martyred and some are being killed and some aren't. And Jesus says, do you follow me or do you follow them? Don't worry about others. As for you, Noah, be fruitful and multiply. Because we're going to get upset with like, okay, Austin just said I can go have Arby's. That's a sin. As for you, you live for God. You live for Jesus. You follow him. You spend time in his word. You spend time in prayer. And as God convicts you and God leads you, so you go. You follow. If my conviction says, Austin, I can go have a T-bone steak or I can go to like the all-you-can-eat steakhouses, I'm good. Right? I spend my time with God. Amen to that. Right? Yeah. But some of you might have convictions of like, I feel like that's not right. As for you, Jesus says, follow me. Don't follow Austin. We follow Jesus. That's why we're called to spend time with him. That's why we're called to pray with him. That's why we're called to read his word. In our own convictions, I'm going to follow him. Same way God tells Noah, as for you, go be fruitful. Go multiply. Go subdue. So here's a question for you. Inwardly question, don't answer out loud, so it can be bad. Have you blown it today? Have you sinned? Have you fallen short? Have you failed? Right? Have you done something wrong? Did you blow it last night? Do you plan on doing something tomorrow? Right? We serve a God who's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But we're not. God says, my plan for you includes redemption. My plan for you includes giving you a second chance. Because we have all sorts of these sexual impurities. Right? We have all these lust of the world. Right? Both towards a person, but also material lust. If a Corvette pulls up next to me, what does my mind do? Goes crazy. God, why don't I have that car? God, why didn't you make me rich? You know what I did yesterday morning? I tried to justify why I think I need a pair of Yeezys. I was like, babe, I totally need those. Why do you need those? I don't know. I feel like I need those. I don't know why. I used to make fun of kids wearing Yeezys, now I'm like, I totally need those. Why? I don't know. There's a sin within me. It tells me I need it. But we justify things in our life of I can go do this. I can go there. I can be part of that. And you go back to school, and what happens? Friends are going to pull you in. Hey, let's go here. Okay. Hey, let's go make fun of that person. Okay. It's a sin within that compels you to go sin, right? I'm going to go do these things. God's plan for you guys. Redemption. Noah, I think Chris Powell, chapter 6 or chapter 7. Noah was known as a man who was righteous, blameless, and faithfully following God. And that's why he was chosen to repopulate the earth. But why is it that God's plan for him and us includes love, redemption, and then mercy? Third point, God's plan includes mercy. Verse 8. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, I now establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals. All those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature that came out of the ark with you, on the earth, I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. Verse 12. And God said, this is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. If I set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. So God said to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on earth. God's plan for you includes mercy. God initiates and establishes a covenant with Noah, but also with all his people. The word covenant also has an understanding of something that's got to be cut out. It's going to be gross in a minute, but I apologize. Abraham's covenant with God was circumcision. Moses' covenant with God was the Sabbath. Baptism, for those who just got baptized, I'm going to put a picture up there. Baptism is a symbol of us cutting ourselves out of the picture. A covenant with God means we have to cut something out. So God makes a covenant with Noah and says, even though, because the reason God destroyed the earth was I looked upon it, there was so much wickedness and sin and immorality all upon the earth that he wanted to destroy it. It says, even though I can't choose to destroy the earth again, it says, I won't. And the covenant I made with you, the symbol I give you, right? The same version like baptism is a symbol. Baptism is symbolized as a wedding ring, right? My wedding ring symbolizes I'm taken by my wife. Right? It's me and her. I'm not available anymore. Baptism symbolizes an inward profession of an outward profession of inward heart that says, I choose God. The covenant is the rainbow. And every time we see a rainbow, God tells Noah, that should remind you that I could flood the earth, but I won't. There are, at any given time on the earth, 100 storms. So with every storm comes what? A rainbow. Sometimes there's a double rainbow. You guys ever seen a double rainbow? I'm always like, double rainbow, double blessing. Write that down. I love double rainbows. But there's 100 storms on any given time. There's 100 rainbows. Sometimes you get double blessing, you get 2 rainbows. But I want you to imagine what it was like the first time it rained. Imagine last time it rained for Noah, the whole earth filled up, right? The earth opened up, geysers shot up, water filled the earth. I want you to think of that first moment that Noah saw the rainbow and what that meant to him. Oh gosh, God is right. That's your covenant. That's your promise with me that you'll never flood this earth again. That moment he had with God. That should be our moment with God. When we see rainbows, it should be God's promise. It's God's covenant. It's God's love for me. It's God's redemption for me. It's God's mercy for me. That's the plan he has for me. That he could, if he chose to do something, but he told me he won't because God holds to his word, and he'll never do this again. When you see a rainbow, don't answer this. What do you think of now? It's not God's covenant. It's the culture we live in. And the enemy that's like tearing after God's covenant, tearing after God's word, has changing what the symbolism of a rainbow means. So you see it on a car, right? Or you see a flag outside like a different establishment or a home. The rainbow doesn't make you think of God's covenant. It's different. But I either want to remind you today, or I want to educate you. This is the first time you ever heard that. The reason we have a rainbow is because of God's mercy. God saying, I could do it, but I won't do it. God reminding us, hey, I love you. Right? I have a plan for you. So when you see a rainbow, you share the story of it. No, God loves me, has a plan for me, not the other way around. Verse 18 and 19, it simply says, like, this is Ham, Japheth, Shem. What that means to me is, it says, verse 18 and 19, they're going to go fill the whole earth, right? Pretty much means they're going to go fill the whole earth with a bunch of sinners, because we're all sinners, falling short. Pick it up in verse 20. Verse 20 says, Noah, a man of the soil, which means to be a farmer, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of his wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his 2 brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backwards, covered their shoulders. Then they walked in backwards and covered their father's naked body. Sorry. Yo, these are so small. I don't know if you guys see these. I feel bad for you. I'm trying to use your guys' Bible to stay with you, but like, this is why you know Bible now. Verse 23. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backwards and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. God's plan for you includes grace. God's plan for you includes forgiveness. Noah plants a vineyard, right? Becomes a farmer, starts tilling the land, drinks of the vineyard, gets drunk. So Noah's many things. He's a carpenter, he's a sailor, he's a preacher, he's a farmer. But if you talk about Noah nowadays, To me, here's what I hear two things about Noah. The ark, and he got drunk. No one talks about how he was a farmer. Nobody talks about how we talked last week in our small group, 2 Peter 2:5. God did not spare the ancient world and save Noah, a preacher of righteousness. So no one talks about how he would preach righteousness. No one talked about how he was a carpenter. They said the ark, and he got drunk. He got labelized. So what does that mean to us for you guys? Maybe you're not getting drunk. Maybe you're not that person that is struggling with drugs or struggling with pornography or struggling with these things. But again, I'll remind you, when you go back to school Wednesday, you have opportunities to be Ham, who goes to his brothers, and scholars believe he, we're going to get into it in a minute, but like mocked at his dad and made fun of his dad for being drunk and naked. You could be the friend that goes and like points out your friend's sin. You could be the friend that goes and makes fun of everybody and exposes other people. Or you can be Japheth and Shem, who says, you know what, like, I know I'm a sinner too. Yeah, I didn't get drunk, right? I never drank. But I wouldn't want my sin to get exposed that way. So they walk backwards to their dads. I don't want to look upon that and cover them up. You have opportunities when you go back to school. Do you expose other people's sin? Or do you help cover up other people's sin and say, you know what? Let me tell you about Jesus. Let me share the love. Let me share the redemption. Let me share the mercy. Let me share the grace with you of who my God is and whom I serve. Because yeah, that's your sin. But again, we talk about vulnerability and being honest. Here's my sin. And here's who I am today because of what God has told me. We love to expose people's sin. We love to be part of the gossip groups and make fun of people. But let that be me, and we hate that. We hate clicks, and we hate gossip, and we hate being at the butt of a bad joke. But when it's the other way around, we're okay with it. We have opportunities, guys. Again, Ham, Japheth, and Shem. And I love the correlation because there's two people. Right? The Bible talks all about God sends them out 2 by 2, right? Accountability, friendship, community. Where do you find your community? Where do you find your accountability? Where do you find your friends? Because Ham was by himself making fun of his dad. But Shem and Japheth had each other. So you know what? We're in this together, right? You have to sign words. We're better together. There it is. Right? We're in this together. So let's go cover up that together. Okay. Why is that important? Because Noah's going to wake up, and he got really mad at Ham. But who's to say Japheth went and covered up Dad? There's no accountability. Dad might think, oh man, you looked at me naked too. They had each other to vouch for each other. Same reason we're supposed to have each other to vouch for each other. Nah, I know they didn't do that, man. I was right there. He wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. But Ham,